What's up, my Tyler Perry Zatima fans? It's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about season 1, episode 5, The Element of Surprise. And we're doing episode 6, Cutting Ties. So I'm going to try to do these quick, but I can tell you right now how I felt about these episodes. I was not happy. I was not pleased. I am not thrilled. I am upset with Fatima, and I am pissed the hell off at Zach. So let's get in it, y'all. I want to hear everything y'all have to say in the comment section because everybody has got to have something to say about these 2 episodes that was just, I don't even know. I'm going to try to be pleasant about it. Maybe I'll try to make jokes out of it because, Nathan was trying to be funny, but I think he more of a clown and stupid than funny. The way he behaves, the way he's act. I know he's supposed to probably be the comic review. The comic in the group, and make us laugh, the whole comedy side, but he was annoying me. He was really annoying me. So we have Zach outside cleaning in front of his house, and Deja pulls up. So he meets her, and he's acting silly right off the beginning. Oh, checking out her butt. Ooh, she got a big butt. Oh, that looks good. He's doing all of that, and then he shows her the apartment. And to me, he's doing too much cheesing. He's doing too much cheesing and a bit of flirting, if you ask me. And with all of that chatting about the house and living next door, and Zach not once did he mention Fatima. Not once did he mention having a lady friend. Not once did he even say he's living with someone. So already I'm seeing a problem with Deja living next door, and I'm seeing a damn big problem with Zach. Now I don't even gonna get into this whole thing yet, but let's keep going because he pissing me off. So, where was I? So she's elated, that Zach would be right next door to her and stuff. And, she was saying, how he looked good. That's what she was trying to say. And I already know Fatima ain't going to be happy with this. She going to have an issue. And I have a feeling that this girl is going to be pushing up on Zach. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's Zach's fault because I'm already seeing it. He didn't lay no ground rules. He didn't already let it be known that he's with somebody. So anyway, so they leave out, and Zach's silly friends, Nathan and Tony, they all out there, and they want him to go to a party with them, and Zach's not interested in attending, and all that ogling over Deja and acting silly was just working my nerves. So they go inside in Zach's house, and Zach calls Fatima, and he immediately tells that he could tell that something's wrong with her, So she says she'll tell him when she gets home. Now she said, I'll tell you all about it when I get home. Fatima, you said I'll tell him all about it when I get home. Hello. Why you didn't tell him when you got home? See, that's where we get into trouble. But Zach boys are running through his house, being a pain in the butt. And speaking of butts, Nathan takes off his damn clothes. Talking about he saw a jacuzzi. And he gonna run out there. Why we gotta see Nathan's behind? He gonna run out there and get in there. He's like, no, not with you. I got some trunks. Don't get in there in my jacuzzi naked. He said jacuzzi, but it's a hot tub. Or maybe he said hot tub and I'm just bugging out. Anyway, so he gets in there, he wants to get in there, but Zach goes up there and gets him some trunks to wear while Tony goes and makes the beer and alcohol run. Valerie shows up while Zach is in the backyard, and she shows up and asks about Deja's application, and Zach is still cheesing a little bit too much for me, and Nathan gets out of the damn jacuzzi, wetting up Zach's floors and carpet, acting like a fool, and Zach told him, do not get out of the jacuzzi. He want to know who everybody is and what everybody looks like, but this fool is married with children, and he's acting like he's single, and I'm not understanding his character at all. This is like way, way out. This is a disappointment in a man, if you ask me, to be that way, and you have a wife and kids. So he come out there introducing himself and stuff after, Zach and Valerie finished talking about Deja's application and all this stuff. And then somehow, I don't know what happened, how it made it seem like he was Zach's partner and they were gay and stuff, and said he has to get it approved, by his partner. And Zach trying to act like, look, I'm the man, this is my house and I don't need nobody's approval. See, he's busy being like that. But to me, he should have said, yeah, I want to make sure. You want to make sure everything is right with you and Fatima. Don't just be having no girl with a big butt that you was just ogling living next door to y'all. What is wrong with you? That's just what is it called? Oh, a disaster. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So when Nathan goes back into the jacuzzi, he pulls down his shorts so that she could see his butt. I said, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? And Valerie's like, oh, okay. What's that? And Zach's like, I'm so sorry. But when she said, are y'all partners? He's like, oh, hell no. I don't know why he did that to make it look like that they're gay. It didn't make any sense. I didn't understand that whole part. But moving right along, we got Fatima. She runs into Angela in the office parking garage, and she tries to check, Angela tries to check Fatima on her feelings for Ian and on the fact that she immediately believing that he was really sick with cancer. Fatima said, no, well, she said, well, did he look like he was sick? And Fatima's like, no, he doesn't look sick. But he wouldn't lie about something like that. I'm like, girlfriend, you are off your game when it comes to people lying, because you didn't think your bestie Belinda would go after your man. Hello? I'm like, girl, please. So Angela doesn't think that Fatima is in the right frame of mind to meet with Ian now, and told her to remember all that he put her through and how much of a liar he is. Then Bryce calls Angela and she answers and they chat. And then she says, I love you too, and hangs up. And Fatima's like, oh, we with the I love you now? It's like that. And she's like, girl, he a good man or something like that. But that's the one that she's for whatever reason, Fatima still don't like him. So we'll find that out, I'm sure, in one of these episodes, probably in the last episode. It'll probably be one of them season finale things like, what, Bryce? Anyway, so Fatima's at the coffee shop. She met with Ian, and he admits that what he did to her was effed up, and that he was still seeing the other girl while with Fatima, and that he married her because her dad had money and had him set up. And we learned that Fatima was pregnant, and Ian talked her into having an abortion. Whoa, baby. Whoa, just so he could probably marry that girl. He was being an ass. That's what he was being. So what I didn't like about this scene is that Fatima is sitting there crying about all he put her through. She's like, I mean, I understand her showing some emotion in this scene, but the emotion I felt it should be was a little bit little bit more angry or something, or pissed or something. Maybe that's the one. About that. But why are we even discussing this mess? Why is he ain't got nothing to lose, so he thinks it's the best time to hash up the past and have Fatima relive the hurt and the pain he caused her, and she's sitting there crying? I think not. This was not the time for that. Fool. Why did he do that to her? And why did she put herself through that? I don't get it, because she didn't want to see him. Just because somebody have cancer is not a reason to start all of a sudden trying to forget all the effed up stuff he did to you. It's just not. It's not. Just say, I'm sorry that you're going through that, and you move it on. Move along. What you going to do? Sit there and nurse him back to health? Why is all of this going on? But anyway, so he tells her that all that he did was not about her. It was his dumbass playing games, and he's saying how he doesn't have time to fix what he messed up with her. He was hoping to, and Fatima told him she's actually happy now, and we're done. We're not together anymore, so he don't need to be fixing nothing. And she thanked him for telling her all of this, because now it can help her, heal and deal with the anger that she has. And it will help her to be a better person in the relationship she's in now. But see, you said that, but then you didn't do just that. You didn't communicate with Zach like you promised. But we didn't get to that yet, y'all. I keep jumping to it because I'm disappointed in Fatima with this right now. So Ian's gonna say, is he good to you? She said he is. He's like, he better be. I'm like, what? Boy, bye with that. She said he's better than you ever were. He said, even on my good day, even on your good days, you had issues. She's saying something like that. But you still love them issues. You did. So maybe that's your thing with men, because Zach got a lot of issues too. Anyhow, so she lets him know that she's sorry that he's sick and doesn't want to see him suffer or even in pain. She mentions his mom must be devastated. He says she is and wants to talk to you. Y'all were close. And I'm like, what? What mama want to talk to me? What did you do? You told your mom and you ran into me? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Anyway, so ain't nobody reached out to me in all these years, please. So Fatima's like, nah, bro, we're done. And he asks her to do him a favor and be there for his moms when he's gone. What did he say? He's her only child, and she knows all that. Then he gets down on one knee pleading with Fatima, and she's like, boy, get up. Stop doing that. So she tells him to get up, and she hugs Ian bye and promises to call his mother. Meanwhile, y'all tell me how it is that Zach's friends seem to have just seen pics of Fatima with a different hairdo and all, and he can walk by a store, a diner, and notice her right away, just like that, and starts recording without Ian seeing him in the window. How he didn't see him? And it looked like he was recording and not just taking a picture, but if y'all notice and saw the picture that he took, Fatima's on the other angle. It's a different angle. So TP, when you do things like this and show the picture on the cell phone, honey, make sure the angle is the right angle that he had when he was in the window, because that angle is from a different position. It's like the camera people took that picture. It wasn't like Tony took it. So y'all get that right when y'all do scenes like this, please, honey. So then we back at Tony gets back to Zach's house, and when he steps away, he shows Nathan the pic of Fatima hugging Ian. And but y'all tell me, why is Nathan getting so upset? Why are they getting so upset? And Zach comes back and says he's not going with them, and that when Fatima comes, he said he'll introduce them to her, and then they will leave. And he had to give them a script to say. All they had to say was, hi, I have to go. He said, repeat it after me. Hi, I have to go. But of course, they weren't trying to remember that. And because at this point, Nathan thinks Fatima's playing Zach, and he wants to let Zach know because that's his boy. I mean, the introductions are made, and Nathan is straight off script with that. Damn, girl, you look good for just coming from work. I said, where you been? You sure you was at work? All this stuff. And Zach is like, what the hell are you doing? And Tony's hitting him, and Zach was getting annoyed at his little crazy behind. I'll tell you, because I was too. And then Zach was trying to get out of going with them, but when Nathan asked if it's okay for Zach to go out with them, Fatima's like, yeah, go ahead, and hang with the boys. It's been a while since you had fun without me, basically. So it's like, okay. So she goes upstairs, and Nathan tells Tony to show the pic of Fatima to Zach and Fatima hugging Ian. And Tony didn't want to do it, but Tony, you took the damn picture, so what? So Zach gets in his feelings, and it goes off like that. But he must remember, Fatima promised to tell him when she got home. But his boys were there. So you got to give her a minute. You sitting there getting upset, but you got to give her a minute to tell. That wasn't the right time until they were alone. So now we going on to season 1, episode 6, Cutting Ties. Okay, cutting ties, and we got Zach. He puts them out of his house, his boys, but Nathan, they were calling him Nate, so I might use Nate, so don't get confused. He was being ignorant, if you ask me. Won't listen, don't want to leave, and Zach is pissed and in his feelings, and got tears running out down his face. I was like, what the hell with these tears? What is going on? He's so mad that he's crying, I guess. So Tony ended up putting Nathan out, and Zach asks, what else did he see? And he said, nah, man, you really want to see that, hear that, and see that? And he said, I asked you, didn't I? What else did you see? And so he said they were sitting close. That was a lie. He never saw them sitting together, because when he came, Ian, when Tony walked by the window, Ian was down on his knee getting up from being on his knees. So Tony just lied about that. He didn't see them sitting together. How is Zach? How is he have the nerve the nerve to be upset and shedding a tear when Tony is telling him to think first before going upstairs and saying the wrong thing. Then he wiping his tears, talking about, no, I'm cool. But he was upset before even giving Fatima a minute to tell him anything. He didn't know if once he went upstairs she would tell him. But after all she been through with him, Zach needs to roll back them feelings. He need to roll them back for a long time. He ain't got the right to be upset like that. So they're both in the bathroom and Zach is trying to get some conversation out of Fatima, but she's in the tub just relaxing and stuff with her eyes closed. And Zach can tell that she's been crying and he starts asking all these questions. And we can see that Fatima really don't want to, answer them or even be bothered. But Zach keeps on until Fatima finally admits who she was in the coffee shop with Ian. And you hear me, who? That she was in a coffee shop with Ian. Anyway, and Zach is upstairs, is upset, and saying why she couldn't tell him that she was with her ex. But Zach seems to forget all the times he didn't tell her what was going on with him. And the most recent thing was that thing with Tony, wanting him to sleep with her or else. And he should have a little patience, but the truth is, I believe, is that he is really upset. And y'all tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I think Zach is really upset because his boys alerted him to it. After he said that he was the one, that she was the one and that he is in love with her. And now he's getting mad because, man, I could tell y'all, I seen it in my father. When your boys tell you something or say something or whatever, all of a sudden y'all get all twisted out of shape, especially when it's about your girl. And y'all can't stand it. And then you put all that anger on the girl. But don't be forgetting what you did, Zach. Anyway, so before Zach left, Fatima said, don't do nothing stupid. And he talking about you already did. She ain't do nothing stupid. He did. So Zach decides to go to the party and meet up with his boys, and Fatima calls Angela to come over so she can talk to her. Angela was all wrapped up in Bryce's arms, and she left him being a good friend to Fatima, and Bryce offered to go with her and wait in the car, but she said that's all right. But y'all tell me, I wonder whose house that is. His, hers, or theirs? Somebody let me know that in the comment section, because it seemed like they always together, like they lived together and their relationship just started. Now, we knew she had a new boo, but ain't nobody said they lived together. I don't remember. Did when they had Jake, did he say he lived with his girl? Maybe he did. When it was Jake. Okay. Anyhow, moving right along. We got Zach arriving at the damn party, and Nathan is being an idiot as always. He gets a drink. Nathan does a toast to Zach finding the truth about his skeezer. He called her skeezer and moving on. I said, really, dude? That's what we doing, really? Nathan is a low-down idiot. And I'm saying that because remember episode 5, he was talking about if he could leave his wife and kids, he would. Damn. But Zach had to remind him that they had always promised that they would never leave their kids. So I'm assuming that they had fathers who left them, But then Zach sees Heather Lee there, and Tony reminds them all who she is, and Zach decides he wants to leave, saying this ain't my scene. Meanwhile, Angela arrives at Fatima's house and doesn't see Zach's car, so she calls Bryce to tell him, and she immediately says, I think they had a fight. How you know? Just because his car ain't there. He could have just been hanging out, but not sure, she just assumed that. Anyhow, Bryce calls Zach, and Zach tells him he's at a party he doesn't want to be at, and he needs Bryce to talk him down, and so they decided to meet at a diner in that area. As Zach is going to his car, he runs into Deja. She asks him if he smokes, and he said not anymore. Y'all know what he's talking about, weed and stuff. And he said this wasn't his type of scene, and Deja claimed that this wasn't her scene either. Then she asked him, did she get approved and stuff? And Zach said yes. And she's excited and wants to pick up the keys the next day, but he just happens to have the damn keys in his pocket. What? Who has the keys to the unit next door carrying them around in your pocket? When he didn't even get any type of cash deposit, he gives her the key. He ain't signed a lease. He ain't get the first month's rent. You don't give nobody no damn key. I'm a realtor. You're insulting me. I'm a landlord too, and you're insulting me, Tyler Perry. Ain't nobody giving up no door key without getting a freaking signing an agreement of some sort and getting a deposit. Jeez, I was just like, this is crazy in the rain, honey, y'all. So I'm just saying, Tyler Perry, I don't know what's up with that, but let's make this make sense, please. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. Then she tells Deja tells him that she's there to work. And he was like, oh, I thought your application said you're a nail technician. She said, that's in the daytime. He said, oh, so you catering this? She's something. And she said, nah. And she opened up that long blue furry jacket she had on to show him that she wasn't there for catering. Like she the entertainment. And then she said she a private dancer. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money, do what you want me to do. Come on, Tina Turner, I'm your private dancer. Anyway, we got Zach. He stood there taking it all in, and like, damn, Zach, I was like, come on, don't be looking so hard. So she asked him not to judge her, and he hopes he's not mad. And he's like, I'm the last person to judge somebody. And then added that she would make sure he got his rent on time one way or another. I said, excuse you? She kind of winked at him. I was like, no. Excuse me, excuse you, excuse what? Then Zach said cash will do, Then she asked him, was he going to watch her walk away? And he said, maybe. She said, you ought to. And he did just that, letting her see him watching. And then he tells her he's going to come back. God damn it, Zach. See, I'm sorry. You got one. Y'all didn't even have a fight. It was just a little, she didn't tell you something right away. She had to tell you right that moment. You couldn't give her a minute to tell. After she's giving you many a minutes to tell your stuff, I'm like, I am done right now with you, Zach. So the host of the party said his woman wanted to have female strippers at the party. So he flew in the baddest biatches in the country and not just the ones from Atlanta. And he said, bring all the bees inside instead of, I didn't like that. He announced, bring all the biatches in. And I said, he could have said, bring on the strippers. Why they gotta be biatches? And the girls are going up there like, yeah, I'm a biatch. I don't know. That just did something to me as well. So Zach is watching Deja do her thing, and she is watching him the entire time she is dancing. Basically, he is all she sees. This is almost like his private dance without either of them touching at that moment. Then his boys recognize her and peep how she looking at him. And they was like, yo, that's the tenant, that's the girl. So they call her over, and then she gets in front of Zach and starts dancing and shaking her butt. And he dances behind her, and he's throwing his arms up behind her. And they chanting, Zach is back, Zach is back, Zach is back. I'm like, that's a damn shame. Now we have Zach's bro, Jeremiah, banging on the door, and upon talking to his rude ass Fatima, learns that Zach never told him about her, and he doesn't have his own brother's phone number. So he told her to tell him his moms need to talk to her. And then he tried to come inside, but Fatima said no. And he said, oh man, give me a break. I said, damn, what is this? And he kept, that's how you talk to somebody's woman in somebody's house. And then he kept saying, he asked her, did she pay for it and all this stuff? She's like, what? Then he kept saying, this sure is a nice house. And Zach is bawling like this. That darn dumbass friend of his had to call his brother. It had to be. And Zach told him not to. Let me do it. Don't do it. And these are your friends? See, I don't get this. If Zach is trying to come up and do the right thing, you can't be having friends like that around. I mean, we're with all these friends all the time. Everything he tells them not to do, they do. They have no respect for his house, no respect for him. You saw how they was running through. They's upstairs, downstairs. What is up? Getting in his hot tub with no drawers on and stuff. Come on. Anyhow, anyway, Bryce shows up at the party. Zach is drunk. His shirt is off. Deja sitting on his lap. Tony and Nathan calling Bryce the party police or something like that. And at this point, I'm pissed at Zach because you damn near begged Fatima to move in with you. And after she asked for some time to think about why she was in the coffee shop, a public place. She was in a public place. It's not like she met him at his house. With Ian, he can't get upset when he's got two women running around saying he the the daddy of their babies. You know, dang. Anyway, Zach left with Bryce drunk. And he didn't have his shirt on no more. Nobody knew where his shirt was. They was like, "Where's his shirt?" And Deja sitting on his lap, talking about, "Yeah, get him. He's drunk. He's drunk." But you all on his lap, sitting on him, and he's being walked away. He's like, "Deja vu, deja vu." I was like, "I'm done with you, Zach, right now. You just wrong, all the way wrong." And Zach, Duvall Ellis, you asked who was wrong in this, baby. You dead ass wrong. You dead ass wrong. And we could say that. I could say that with the strength that it is. You're wrong. And so we got Fatima and them sitting together. She's asking if Fatima going to call his mother. And she's like, nah, she ain't going to call, because that woman loved her. And she said, Ian's mother didn't even go to his wedding, saying he should have married Fatima. Then Angela asked Fatima, where's Zach at anyway? And Fatima tells her she don't know. And he was upset because I wasn't ready to tell him about Ian. I just needed some time to be sure. Sure about what, Fatima? Sure about what? You promised him you was going to tell him. You should have told him. She said, when I get home, right? Didn't she say that? But anyway, so Angela gave her some good advice. You're in a relationship now, and even if you're not sure what to say, sometimes you should just say something. Acknowledge acknowledge something, and Fatima's like, I guess you're right. Then Angela reminds Fatima that Zach had a reputation and hopefully he doesn't go back to his old ways. And Fatima's like, if he does that after one disagreement, then the hell with him. She's saying all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. And at this moment, Fatima gets a text from Belinda, but she doesn't want to read it. And she says, I need to block her. And then Angela gets a text from her, and she halfway lifts that damn phone real quick and slam it back down. Not even enough time to read or tell who the text is from, but she hurry up and slammed it down and acting all strange and then lying to Fatima. Fatima's like, what was that? Was that Belinda? What she say? Oh, girl, we need to talk about something else. She did that same mess in the hair salon. So I'm not liking Angela much more either right now. I don't know why she gonna tell Fatima he might go back to his own ways. But then when she get a text from Belinda, she's gonna try to act like it's nothing. You should have been showing your girl. This is what's happening. This is what I just warned you about. Look at what Zach is doing. How do you flip-flop like that? I'm sorry, make it make sense. She's flip-flopping, y'all. Anyhow, Fatima finally pick up the phone. She looks at, and it's a picture of Zach with Deja. And she is pissed. So I got to tell you, the only things that really, the storyline and how they acting and treating and stuff that's happening, I told y'all how that bothered me. I also didn't like the amount of profanity that was in this episode. It was a lot going on. I think it was more than usual. It just was a lot. And I don't like Nathan. I can't imagine what type of father he is. I just can't imagine. I don't know. But y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about these 2 episodes. And I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't as of yet. Like, comment, and share. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.